Potty training twins is already a double challenge. When you add nighttime potty training to the mix and helping them stay dry overnight, you've got a whole new level of parenting adventure on your hands.
Welcome to the Dad's Guide to Twins podcast, the podcast that'll help you survive and thrive as a father of twins. Now, here's your host, the author of the book, The Dad's Guide to Twins, Joe Rawlinson.
Hey everybody, this is Joe Rawlinson. Welcome back to the podcast. I'm glad that you're with me. As always, you can find me online at dadsguidetotwins.com, where you'll find tons of resources to help you along your twin parenting journey. Today's show is brought to you by my merch store, twin-t-shirt-company.com. We've got dozens and dozens of designs for twin dads, for some twin moms, for some grandparents of twins, and the twins themselves. Check them out at twin-t-shirt-company.com. All right, let's talk about nighttime versus daytime potty training. The good news is that they're actually two very separate milestones, and understanding that difference can save you a lot of frustration. Most parents don't realize this until they're kind of knee-deep in wet sheets and wondering why their twins, who in theory were potty trained, are still having accidents after dark. A lot of parents assume that once their twins are potty trained during the day, nighttime dryness will follow shortly thereafter. Well, sometimes it does, and often it doesn't, and that's perfectly normal. Daytime training is largely about teaching your twins to recognize the urge to go, to hold it, and to make it to the bathroom in time. It's a learned behavior with a lot of repetition, reminders, and the occasional mad dash down the hallway. Nighttime dryness, on the other hand, is mostly biological. The brain and the bladder need to develop a communication system that works even during sleep. According to the American Academy of Pediatrics, nighttime bladder control depends on the maturation of the central nervous system, and that simply can't be rushed. Your twins will get there when their bodies are ready. Most children show readiness signs for daytime potty training somewhere between 18 months to 3 years old. With twins, your girls or boys might hit that window at different times, even if they're identical. Here are some signs to look for that they're ready for daytime training. Staying dry for at least 2 hours at a stretch, showing interest in the toilet or in wearing big kid underwear, being able to follow simple 2-step instructions, able to pull their pants up and down with some independence, and telling you or showing obvious signs that they've gone in their diaper or that they need to go. One of the most common questions I hear from twin dads is whether to train both twins at the same time or not. In my experience, and from talking with lots of other twin parents, training them together tends to work very well. The built-in peer pressure of seeing a sibling use the potty is a surprisingly powerful motivator. Your twins might actually encourage each other in ways that no reward chart or bribe could ever do. Daytime training with twins does take some extra planning, but it's very doable. As we've talked about in previous episodes of the podcast, you want a consistent schedule where they are on the potty every 1.5 to 2 hours, building up a routine. You'll make lots of bathroom trips. You want to make sure there's 2 little training potties so that they can both go at the same time. You want to celebrate those wins, even when their progress differs. Avoid comparing them to each other out loud. Use positive reinforcement of the behavior you do want to see instead. Keep it low key, keep it positive. Your twins will pick up on your energy, so if you keep it light and encouraging, that goes a long way. If you want more information on daytime potty training for your twins, head on over to dadsguidetotwins.com and search for potty training, and I have a whole article and podcast about that as well. Today we're talking about how that differs from nighttime potty training. When parents often get tripped up is that nighttime dryness typically comes much later than daytime dryness. So even if they've mastered daytime and they're out of their diapers in the daytime, they're probably going to be in a nighttime diaper. Research shows that most children achieve consistent nighttime dryness somewhere between ages 3 and 5, but many perfectly healthy kids continue to wet the bed occasionally up to age 7 or beyond. Bedwetting before age 5 is generally considered normal developmentally and is not something to be concerned about. Of course, always talk to your doctor about your twin's specific situation. With twins, you may find that one twin achieves nighttime dryness well before the other. This can feel tricky to manage, especially if both twins are sharing a room and one is waking up with wet sheets. But try to resist putting pressure on the twin who isn't there yet. Their body is simply still developing that brain and bladder connection during their sleep. So as a reminder, bedwetting is usually just a developmental phase, but there are some times to loop in the doctor. So if your child is consistently dry at night for 6 months or more, and then starts to wet the bed again, so a big regression, talk to the doctor. Bedwetting is accompanied by daytime accidents or urgency or pain, talk to the doctor. If your children is over 7 years of age and is still wetting the bed regularly, or if your child is distressed or embarrassed about it, make sure you talk to your doctor. One of our singleton boys took a long time to master nighttime dryness. And so be patient with your child or both your twins and be patient with yourself. Let's talk about how to approach nighttime potty training. Unlike daytime, you can't teach it, but there are some things you can do to set your twins up for success to make the process smoother for everybody. Before you ditch those overnight diapers or pull-ups, look for signs that your twins might be ready. So if they wake up dry most mornings for at least a week or two in a row, that's a good sign. If they wake up during the night on their own and go use the bathroom, or they're having dry pull-ups consistently when you check in the morning, or they expressed an interest in sleeping without a diaper. So when your twins show some of these signs consistently, it's your green light to try going diaper-free at night. If only one twin is showing readiness, you can absolutely transition one and keep the other in a pull-up for a while longer. There's no rule that says they have to go get rid of diapers and pull-ups at the same time. If you don't already, make sure you have a waterproof mattress cover for your mattress, because with every bed wet session, sheets, blankets are going to be soaked, but you don't want your mattress to be soaked because that is almost impossible to get out and dry it completely and restore a fresh scent. So waterproof mattress covers for the win. Okay, so back to how to help your twins be successful at night. Limit fluids before bedtime. A practical step that many parents find helpful is reducing fluid intake in the last hour or two before bedtime. This doesn't mean cutting off water entirely. Just be mindful about how much, how big the cup of juice or milk is right before the lights go out. Your twins should always have access to water if they're genuinely thirsty. Another thing you can do is build in a potty stop right before bedtime, before your twins get into bed. Make it as automatic as brushing their teeth. Over time, this becomes second nature and helps reduce middle-of-the-night urgency. So one thing you may want to avoid is waking up your sleeping child to take them to the bathroom before you go to bed. So say your kid's bedtime is at 7 o'clock at night and you're not going to bed till 10 or 11. Don't go wake them up and take them to the bathroom thinking that will help keep them dry through the night. While it can prevent accidents in the short term, pediatric experts generally recommend letting your child develop the ability to wake on their own rather than relying on parent interruptions or taking them to the bathroom. For most kids, including twins, it's better to let that process happen naturally rather than rely on nightly wake-up calls that could disrupt everyone's sleep. So what happens if one of the twins trains faster than the other? This is very common in potty training, even with identical twins that have the same exact DNA and genetics. Just remember that development is not a race. Each child's body matures at its own pace. So resist the urge to use the faster twin who's hitting those milestones more quickly as a measuring stick for the other. Avoid those comparison comments like, your sister can do it, why can't you? Those tend to backfire and create some anxiety and animosity. Focus on each twin's individual progress and celebrate that with positive reinforcement. If the twins are sharing a room and one is in diapers still and one is in underwear, that's totally fine. Handle it in a matter-of-fact manner. Kids generally accept practical realities without too much drama when the parents model a calm, no big deal attitude. So if you model that for the kids, it should be fine. When the twins are sharing a room, a nighttime accident can often wake up both of the children. So your twins might stir right in the bed. They might call out. Plus there's like the cleanup of the bed where you have to change the sheets and dry everything out. So a few things that can help with this process when there's still some bedwetting at night. Keep a small nightlight in the room so the twin who wakes up to use the bathroom can navigate without turning on the overhead light, waking up their sibling. Practice the bathroom trip in the dark or the near dark, with nightlights, so that it becomes a familiar routine for the kids. Keep a spare set of sheets and pajamas within easy reach, so you don't have to go rummaging through drawers to find that stuff in the dark. And a white noise machine can help keep things quiet for the sleeping twin. Of course, some nights none of that matters, and you'll still end up with two wide awake 4-year-olds at 1 o'clock in the morning who want a snack and they want to tell you stories. That's just part of twins being twins. You'll laugh about it later. Daytime and nighttime potty training are two very distinct journeys. So treating them separately will make the whole process a lot less stressful for you and your twins. Daytime training is something you can actively teach. Nighttime dryness is something you support while your twins' bodies do the developmental work on their own timelines. With twins, there's added layer of, two kids potentially moving through these phases and milestones at different paces. So lean into a relaxed, supportive approach, protect those mattresses, stock up on extra sheets, and trust the process. You've already tackled some of the hardest parts of raising twins. Potty training, for one, daytime potty training, surviving those first several months, the first year of infant twins. You can do this too. You can help your twins master the potty both day and night. If you've already had some success with potty training your twins, I would love to hear about it. You can reach out to me via email, joe@dadsguidetotwins.com. I'm also on Instagram and X @TwinDadJoe, and I would love to hear from you. Again, today's show is brought to you by twintshirt.company.com. That is my merch store where you can find dozens of t-shirts designed for families of twins. It's a great way to support the podcast and everything we do here at Dad's Guide to Twins. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you next time.